Win the war within, win the world. The greatest battlefield is not out there. It is not Wall Street, nor Silicon Valley, nor the boardroom. It is not in the economy, nor in the opinions of your critics, nor in the chaos of your circumstances. The greatest battlefield is within you. Every man and woman who has risen to greatness, every industrial titan, every inventor, every dreamer who carved their name into history, first won a war that no one else could see. A war that left no blood, but demanded everything. A war against doubt, against fear, against weakness, against the voice inside whispering, "You are not enough." Andrew Carnegie was not born into steel. He was born into poverty, the son of a weaver, his hands calloused before they could write. But in his mind burned a vision so fierce that no circumstance could chain it. He learned the truth that Napoleon Hill later crystallized. Success begins with the dominating thought you hold, over and over, until it becomes your reality. Henry Ford was mocked, ridiculed, told his ideas were impractical dreams. Yet he stared at impossibility with unshaken faith. When his engineers told him something could not be done, he would only answer, "Build it anyway." And they did. Not because the task suddenly became easier, but because Ford had already won the inner war. His will was greater than their doubts. Thomas Edison, failing 10,000 times in pursuit of the incandescent bulb, did not fight against darkness outside. He fought against despair within. Each failure could have been defeat. Each setback could have been surrender. But Edison understood, failure is not an enemy. Failure is a weapon, if you wield it. You are not defeated by the blows that strike you from the world. You are defeated only when the blows from within, fear, hesitation, laziness, convince you to stop fighting. Win the war within, and the world cannot resist you. Lose it, and the world will devour you before you take your first step. And so the question is not whether the war exists, it always exists. The question is, on which side of yourself will you stand? The mind is a battleground of armies unseen. On one side, your higher self, visionary, disciplined, relentless, hungry. On the other, your weaker self, tempted by comfort, seduced by excuses, intoxicated by doubt. Every thought you allow is a soldier enlisted. Every belief you repeat is a weapon sharpened. Every habit you practice is a fortress built. This is why clarity matters. Without clarity, your inner war becomes chaos. A man without a definite aim is like a general who marches without a map. His soldiers scatter. His energy is wasted. His strength dies in confusion. Napoleon Hill called it definiteness of purpose, the one master key that separates the successful from the forgotten. Look to every great builder of fortunes, and you will see this law in motion. Walt Disney, dreaming in color while the world still lived in black and white. He was bankrupt, betrayed, laughed at. But his purpose was definite, to create worlds of imagination so powerful they would outlive him. That definiteness became armor. That vision became his sword. And you, what is your definite purpose? Do you have one, written in the walls of your mind, so clear that it directs your every step? Or do you wander, swayed by distractions, enslaved by the opinions of others, torn apart by the war within? Clarity is not luxury, it is survival. Without it, the weaker self always wins. Without it, your energy leaks into 1,000 directions. With it, the fog clears, and every action becomes aligned, every effort becomes multiplied. Do not mistake motion for progress. Millions are busy, few are building empires. Millions are moving, few are advancing. The difference is not in effort, in clarity. When the inner general knows the mission, every soldier of thought obeys. But clarity without belief is powerless. You can see the mountain, but without faith you will not climb it. Faith, the unshakable conviction that what you see in your mind can and will exist in your hands, is the lifeblood of all achievement. Carnegie had it, Ford had it, Edison had it, and so must you. The world does not bend to wishes, it bends to will. The weak wait for permission, the strong declare their destiny. Faith is not hope, it is certainty. It is the refusal to entertain defeat, even when all visible evidence screams otherwise. Your faith is tested not when the path is easy, but when it is dark, when no one believes, when no one supports, when your results are invisible and your labor seems wasted. In that silence, the weaker self whispers, "Give up." But the warrior within answers, "I will not." Win that battle, and you have already won the world. Vision is the fire in the furnace of the soul. Without vision, belief has nothing to attach to, and clarity has no horizon. A man with no vision lives like a candle in the wind, easily extinguished, easily forgotten. But a man with vision becomes a lighthouse, He does not merely see what is, he sees what could be. He looks at barren land and sees skyscrapers. He looks at a scrap of metal and sees a machine. He looks at his own limitations and sees only raw material for greatness. Abraham Lincoln was not chosen by destiny, he carved it. He was self-taught, rising from poverty, mocked for his awkward manner, doubted by his peers. Yet in his mind burned a vision of a united nation, one people under liberty. That vision carried him through ridicule, loss, and civil war. Without it, he would have remained a forgotten lawyer in Illinois. With it, he became immortal. Vision is not a dream. A dream drifts. A vision directs. A dream fades when you wake. A vision wakes you up. The dreamer sleeps, but the visionary acts. The visionary bends reality until the unseen becomes visible, until the impossible becomes inevitable. But vision without purpose is still fragile. Purpose is the foundation beneath the vision. Purpose is why you rise when you fall. Purpose is the blood in your veins when exhaustion demands surrender. Purpose answers the question, why must I endure this pain? Why must I press when all seems lost? Carnegie's purpose was not steal alone, it was contribution. To build, to employ, to uplift. Ford's purpose was not cars alone, it was freedom, to put the world on wheels. Edison's purpose was not light alone, it was progress, to banish darkness from the human condition. Their fortunes were the byproduct. Their true wealth was purposeful, solid, and unshakable. Do not ask merely, what do I want? Ask, why must I have it? Who will I become in its pursuit? Who will I serve in its fulfillment? Because when the war within rages loudest, only purpose silences the weaker self. Yet even with belief, clarity, vision, and purpose, without discipline, all collapses. Discipline is the sword that enforces order within. Discipline is the iron law that the higher self uses to chain the weaker self. Discipline is the price you pay daily, the toll at the gate of greatness. Edison did not invent by inspiration alone. He invented discipline, hours upon hours, days upon days, a lifetime dedicated to experimentation. Disney did not create magic by accident. He drew, he built, he rebuilt, he mortgaged his own home, he worked through hunger. Discipline forged the castle out of dust. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. The undisciplined man is enslaved by craving, enslaved by distractions. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. The disciplined man is free. Discipline is the daily execution of faith. Free to execute his purpose. Discipline is the soldier that fights when the general is weary, the builder that keeps laying bricks when the architect doubts. And here lies the truth. Greatness is not seized in a single act. It is forged in repetition. The war within is not won once. It is won every morning, every hour, every choice. When you rise and train your mind, when you silence excuses, when you push beyond fatigue, you have declared victory that day. And as the days accumulate, so do your triumphs. Look around you. The men and women who dominate their fields are not luckier. They are not chosen. They are disciplined. They are consistent. They have turned discipline into rhythm, rhythm into habit, habit into destiny. The weaker self says, tomorrow. The stronger self says, now. The weaker self says, I can't. The stronger self says, I must. The weaker self surrenders at resistance. The stronger self grows stronger because of it. This is the battle. This is the war. And this is why you must choose, every moment, who you will be. For if you do not master yourself, someone else will. If you do not command your mind, the world will command it for you. If you do not discipline your life, circumstances will discipline it for you, and their hands will not be gentle. So rise, stand guard at the gates of your mind. Direct your soldiers of thought with clarity. Feed them with vision. Strengthen them with purpose. Arm them with discipline. For when the inner army is united, nothing outside can prevail against it. Action is the bridge between the inner war and the outer world. Belief, vision, purpose, and discipline remain shadows until action gives them form. The mind may conceive, the heart may believe, but only through action do you achieve. Edison did not light the world with intention alone. Ford did not move humanity with daydreams. Carnegie did not forge steel with affirmations. Each of them acted. They risked it. They failed. They persisted. They marched into uncertainty, armed only with the fire within. The weaker self always resists action. It whispers, wait for the right time. Wait until you feel ready. Wait until conditions are perfect. But conditions are never perfect. Readiness is a lie. History belongs to the bold, not the hesitant. The bold act while others wait. The bold step forward while others calculate. The bold leap while others linger. Do not wait for courage to act. Act, and courage will follow. Do not wait for confidence to begin. Begin, and confidence will grow. Every step forward builds momentum. Every action taken is a declaration to the universe. I am worthy. I am ready. I will not be denied. Yet action invites resistance. Obstacles will rise. Plans will collapse. Critics will mock. Even your closest allies may doubt. This is where resilience becomes your shield. Resilience is not mere endurance, it is transformation. It is the alchemy of turning failure into fuel, rejection into resolve, defeat into determination. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Edison was called a fool. Lincoln was called unfit. Every giant was ridiculed before they were revered. And yet they endured, not by chance, but by choice. They made resilience their creed. Resilience is forged in fire. It is born when your vision collides with resistance and you refuse to yield. It is the higher self standing unbroken when the weaker self cries out for surrender. Resilience whispers, one more try, one more step, one more fight, and that one more becomes the difference between obscurity and immortality. But resilience alone is not enough. You must be adaptable. The world does not stay still. The battlefield changes. The weapons evolve. What worked yesterday may fail tomorrow. Ford did not cling to the horse carriage. He embraced the automobile. Carnegie embraced new machinery. Edison reinvented himself 1,000 times. The stubborn break. The adaptable rise. Do not mistake persistence for rigidity. Persistence is the fire that refuses to die. Adaptability is the water that changes its form to flow around obstacles. Together, they make you unstoppable. And in the midst of struggle, do not forget gratitude. Gratitude is not weakness, it is strength. Gratitude is not contentment with mediocrity, it is fuel for abundance. Gratitude keeps the heart soft when the battle hardens the soul. Gratitude reminds you that every breath is an opportunity, every setback is a teacher, every victory a gift. A mind without gratitude grows bitter. A mind with gratitude grows powerful. For the man who is grateful in scarcity multiplies his wealth, and the man who is ungrateful in abundance multiplies his poverty. Gratitude is wealth already won. And so it comes to this, the war within is never ending. Each morning you rise, the weaker self waits. Each night you rest, the stronger self reflects. The question is never, will the battle come? The question is always, will I win today? Win enough days, and you win your destiny. Win enough battles, and you win your legacy. Win the war within, and you win the world. Because the world is not conquered by armies, nor by wealth, nor by titles. It is conquered by the man or woman who has conquered themselves. The empire within is the greatest empire you will ever build. So declare war on doubt. Declare war on fear. Declare war on weakness. And declare allegiance to belief, to vision, to purpose, to discipline, to action, to resilience, to adaptability, to gratitude. For when you master yourself, no obstacle can defeat you, no critic can sway you, no failure can define you. You become a force so magnetic that opportunity bends to your will, so powerful that the world cannot ignore you. Remember this, empires crumble, fortunes fade, names are forgotten. But the soul who won the inner war becomes eternal. So rise, fight, conquer, win the war within, and you will win the world.